y'all gotta tip y'all hat to Carmelo.
No doubt.
Carmelo wanted that. He wanted
He
wanted
wanted
to
that.
be
He
the
ran
king.
over here, but he a New Yorker though. He a Brooklyn dude.
Yeah,
Slash
he was ready.
Baltimore.
He was ready. Used
Still,
to.
still,
Yeah.
still. And I'm telling you, he's underrated too to me.
Oh yeah.
The Melo. We talk
Oh,
about
forget about
work.
it.
We talk about work, clean work, man. Listen,
Yeah, clean work.
I ain't seen nobody score the ball like that, man.
Effortlessly.
Kobe said he was the hardest guard.
And man, and having
Hardest to
this
guard.
listen, physical,
Bully.
Yeah.
quick. He got the handle. He got the footwork. He got the jumper.
That
he
footwork,
got the
boy.
finesse,
That
he
footwork.
got the power.
Yeah.
However you want it. I mean, he can shoot the three. He can. I mean, he's a 5-level scorer. He can work the pick and roll. I mean, things just like. And again, he gets a bad rap. Oh, he didn't win. He didn't do this. Man.
He's an ISO player. That's like
on,
him.
man.
And they trying to whitewash. You know what I don't like?
No.
I don't like that they
your
trying
favorite player. Your favorite player is an ISO player.
ISO
Your go to the game ISO player. That's how the game is played. When you got the guy that can score the ball, you give him the ball. It's
Facts.
a simple game.
Facts.
And you
Facts.
play off of him. I
Facts.
mean, you look at MJ and people listen. Same way. He's a scorer. He's a killer. What do you think he's going to score? That's how he plays the game.
Yes, sir. 100%.
So that being said, talk about, you said you were there before Amari. Amari comes over, and then I think that season, halfway down the line, Carmelo kind of forced that trade.
Yeah.
I think Donnie Walsh was there, right? Donnie Walsh was the GM.
I think so. Yeah.
So we gave up all those players. So, the knock on him was that if had Melo waited to after the trade deadline, we could have got him for a lot less things. But forget about all that. What was it like playing with Amari and Melo at the same time?
Well, I mean, before Carmelo got there,
Wow.
we were pretty much in essence running D'Antoni's system. That 4 out, and he had a lot more space to play, and the ball is coming to him. He's the number one option. So when you get a guy like Carmelo, who is a perimeter player, he's going to have the ball more.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of clashed a little bit that way. From Melo's not a pure pick and roll or player. He needs ISOs and things of that way.
Yeah.
So their styles kind of clashed, but you mixing those two together. I mean, who wouldn't? You get a chance to get a Hall of Fame small forward, man. I'm on the team, and I would have made the trade. You know what I'm saying?
Amari was balling before Melo got there. I remember that.
In 30s.
Yeah.
And he was already used to that Tony system
cold,
and previously in Phoenix, so it was easy for him to transition.
Amari cold.
We thought it was gonna be, it was gonna be a big thing, but it ended up. It ended up kind of like backfiring, like
I mean,
a lot of other moves.
But you got to build. There's things that go on that the fans don't know. There's levels to this team building and things. You got to have the right people top down, man, and you got to be able to mix the play styles, and we just didn't do that well. And as a supporting cast, I mean, we didn't provide the best support for him as well. So. Everybody has to be accountable in that situation.
And I think there was even like a season, there was a season, when D'Antoni and then he leaves and then Mike Woodson takes over. Like what was it like with the two different coaches? Like, did it break up any dynamic between the team?
I mean,
like was it clear to see that
Wood.
what I mean? Was it clear to see that something was working that
D'Antoni
wasn't doing?
I think
and how did the team take it as a whole? As long as
I think that with all things, like if you are on your kids and you keep parking one thing in one voice, they kind of get tone deaf. Right, so it wasn't that the things that D'Antoni was doing wasn't working. I just think that after a while, it's like we're not progressing. So it's like we got to do something. And in the NBA, the easiest thing to do is to get rid of the coach. You can't get rid of
the 4 guys.
So he has to die on the sword. And and Woodson came. It's just a different voice, and he prioritized different things than Mike did. So. And his system worked a little bit better with the personnel that Woody had, And like I said, it's all about personnel. Had D'Antoni been able to get the personnel that he wanted to run his offense, we'd be talking something different.
Speaking on the personnel and D'Antoni, I know D'Antoni was more of an offensive-minded coach, and Woodson came in more of a defensive-minded coach. I remember in a recent interview I heard with Al Harrington and Q Rich, they were saying that D'Antoni didn't care about playing defense. And so
I mean, it's not that he didn't care. The emphasis is on the attack, right?
Okay.
So you want to get more shots up, and you want to get up and down, and it's pretty much an endurance game that they play.
Okay.
So if we can run you for 48 minutes, we'll get the stops because we're banking on we're more conditioned, we're more shape, and we're more used to playing at a higher pace.
Okay.
And everybody's not conducive to playing that way, especially if you got guys that like the ISO. So if you got a guy like Carmelo, that kind of goes against everything that the offense is standing on because he has to get touches where he's going to slow the ball down.
So it's like a motion offense almost, like that type of deal?
Yeah, so it goes from motion into a ISO.
Yeah.
Right? So you got 4 guys that like to play motion, and then you got a guy that is stellar in the ISO role. You don't take away from his ISOs when he can give you 30 points a game. It's just the
wasn't a
counter
fit
to that just didn't fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he had Steve Nash. He had dudes like Sean Marion.
Yeah.
He had dudes that fit that system perfectly.
But we had Chauncey Billups. And things were, and people don't understand that things were rolling until Chauncey got hurt.
Yeah.
Chauncey got hurt, then everything kind of spiraled after that because Melo needs a point guard that is confident enough to say, not this time. His job is to score, so he's going to be calling for the ball. You got to have enough confidence to say, "Hey,
with enough cachet to say,
not this
hold
time."
up,
enough cachet. Because if you wave off him, you better
you better have a resume.
You better do something with it because he's going to do something with it. That's his job.
Big shot Billups.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he come with the ring. He come with the whole Detroit pedigree.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna get you your touches. Just trust me. Just do as I'm telling you. Boom, boom, boom. And things.
And Melo respected that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. I think he gets a bad rap because I think people just don't like his swagger, man. Because he's so chill, man. He don't let things get to him. But the thing that I respected about Melo is that regardless of whatever was going on, good or bad, he stepped to the line and he took whatever that came with it. And a lot of people don't give him his props for that. Being in New York, whether it was his fault or not, he stepped to that podium every night and he took what came with it.
I respect that. Even through all the as New Yorkers, let me tell, because I want to ask you about the big 3 in a second, but as New Yorkers, we didn't give a fuck about what Phil Jackson and was saying. We rock with Melo.
That was crazy, man.
We different type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the newspapers spun their own narrative. But if you go on the block right now, I promise dudes is gonna rep Melo. I promise you this.
Everybody had a Melo jersey.
Totally different.
Yeah. I got a Melo jersey in my on everything I love. I got a Melo jersey in my closet.
All hoopers love Melo, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we will relate to that. We don't relate to stuffy old. No disrespect.